Hello students. Today we are going to learn about the chapter 1 of Geotechnical Engineering 1. Coming to the first topic, that is the introduction to geotechnical engineering, basic definitions and relationships. These are the contents of the first portion of the first chapter. That is, there are few definitions of rocks, soil, origin, and mode of formation. Coming to the first definition, that is rock. What do you mean by a rock? Rocks are formed naturally by a single or more mineral aggregated together naturally. It is created under great pressure and high temperatures, and then they are cooled for a period of time to take form of a rock. It can also be explained as a natural aggregate of mineral particles which is bonded by a very strong and permanent cohesive forces is known as a rock. Example, quartz is the best example. It is a mineral. Quartz are pure forms of solidified minerals which show up in the form of rocks. Meanwhile, these rocks are broken down when they come in contact with water and wind, and then they turn to sand or soil. Coming to the next definition, that is soil. What do you mean by a word soil? The word soil is derived from the Latin word solium. According to the Webster Dictionary, it is nothing but the upper layer of the earth that may be dug or plowed. More specifically speaking, it is a loose surface material of the earth in which the plants grow. There are many definitions. So here are the few definitions. In soil engineering, it is defined as the unconsolidated material which is composed of the solid particles which are produced by the disintegration of rocks. The void space between the particles may contain air, water, or sometimes both. They may also contain matter. These soil particles can be separated by mechanical means as agitation in water. The term soil in geology, Earth's crust is assumed to consist of unconsolidated segments called mantle, overlaying rocks, and upper layers of mantle which will support the plants. So, this material, which is called soil by geologists, is known as topsoil according to geotechnical engineering or soil engineering. Clear? Coming to the next topic, that is origin of soils. Now let us learn how soils are originated. Soils are formed by weathering of rocks. They may be formed by mechanical disintegration or chemical decomposition. Generally, what happens when these rocks get exposed to atmosphere for a certain period of time? They get disintegrated or decomposes into small particles, and thus the soils are formed. Here we see the diagram. So this is the natural cycle, geological cycle which occurs. So the geological cycle consists of erosion, transportation, deposition, and upheaval of soil as shown in the previous slide. This what happens. Firstly, what happens? Exposed rocks are eroded and they get degraded by various physical and chemical processes. Then the products of erosion are picked by agencies of transportation like wind and water, and then they are carried to the new locations and they get deposited there. While the shifting happens, the material disturbs the equilibrium of forces on the earth and cause large scale earth movements and upheavals. So this is a natural process which results in further exposure of rocks, and thus geologic cycle gets repeated. Sometimes what happens, the soil stays at the place of its formation just above the parent rock. Such soils are known as residual soil or sedentary soil. In few cases, the soil has to be deposited. The soil has been deposited at a place away from the place of its origin or away from the parent rock. Such soil is known as transported soil. Very important point to be noted. The engineering properties of residual soils vary considerably from the top layer to the bottom layer. But the engineering properties of transported soil is entirely different from the rock at the place of deposition because they are shifted from the parent place to the other place. Coming to the next topic, that is mode of formation. As we already mentioned, soils are formed either by physical disintegration or chemical decomposition of rocks. Coming to the first topic, that is physical disintegration. This is also known as mechanical weathering of rocks because they get exposed to the surroundings and then the large pieces of rocks are broken down into very small pieces. This occurs due to the following physical processes like temperature changes, wedging action of ice, spreading of roots of plants, and abrasion. Coming to the next method, that is chemical decomposition. When chemical decomposition or chemical weathering of rocks takes place, original rock minerals are transformed into new mineral by the chemical reaction. The soils formed do not have any properties of parent rock because they got transformed into new mineral. This chemical decomposition generally occurs in nature by the following processes like hydration, carbonation, oxidation, solution, hydrolysis, etc. The best example of chemical decomposition is clay soils. Coming to the type of soils obtained. During this natural process, many type of soils which are obtained. So, the soils generally formed at a place and they get transported to other places by agents of transportation. We already discussed what are agents of transportation? Light, water, wind, ice and gravity. You can see the original ground level is higher than the eroded ground. So that eroded ground, that volume of soil will get displaced from one place to another. So first type of soil obtained is water transported soil. The name suggests itself that the soil is transported by water. Here, the flowing water is one of the most important agents of transportation of soil. These points are to be noted carefully. All type of soil which are carried and deposited by water are known as alluvial deposits. The deposits which are made in lakes are called lacustrine deposits. These deposits, when formed, are formed as laminated or warped in layers, one layer upon another layer. These marine deposits are generally formed when the flowing water carries soil, ocean, or sea. The second variety is wind transported soils. Generally, soil particles are transported by wind. The soils transported and deposited by wind are known as aeolian deposits. The next variety is glacial. Glacier deposited soils. Before that, let us know what are glaciers. These are large masses of ice which are formed by the compaction of snow. Generally, drift is a term used for the deposits made by glaciers directly or indirectly. But deposits directly made by melting of glaciers are called till. Glaciofluvial deposits are formed by glaciers. So this is an important term which has to be remembered. The next type of soil formed is gravity deposited soils. Sometimes the soils are transported through short distances. Generally, they transport under the action of gravity. Colluvial soils such as talus is the best example of this type of soil. The next type of soil is soils which are transported by combined action. Sometimes two or more agents of transportation act jointly and transport the soil. For example, the soil particle may fall under gravity and also is carried by wind. It might be picked up again by flowing water and get deposited. A glacier may carry it still further. Thank you.